something about a man carrying your mattress that makes him hit on you, because I had that same experience. I didn't get that far, but yeah.
I think it's the mattress.
I think it is the mattress.
AT&T hook up with your TV people.
Oh, right. You
I've been hit on that.
Yeah, but last time I moved, it was, well, they were carrying all my furniture. And I remember him carrying the mattress, and he complained about the mattress, but yet he hit on me. So I think he was interested, like, okay, what does this feel like? He never got that. Then again, I've never been married, so I didn't have that motivation either. I think that kind of goes together. All right, so before we take an intermission, I would like to give the space to Thom the Roulette poet. Get a picture of him on that glamorous wig of his. And he normally is accompanied by, oh, you want the podium or no?
No, yes.
Okay, you're like a perfect politician. Just say both things and leave them all confused, and you can just interpret however you want. So, he normally is accompanied by a musician, so do you want to start them off in a soul clap or something?
I'd be absolutely dull and prosaic and boring.
Okay.
I want you to know that I'm in a constant state of tuminescence. I want you to know that people think that there's only one part of your body that has an orgasm. I want you to know that there's all parts of your body that are capable of orgasm at all times. I want you to know that I speak from my own experience and no one else's. That poem being passed around is part of my personal lie. In fact, that I demand, of course, safe poetry these days. I always filter my sex through culture. For instance, the eyes. Now, a lot of people say there's a visual society, and I believe them. So I always go to a film, never pornography, because I find it very dull and boring and repetitive, and it's really dull. But in the realm of the senses, but Le Grand Bouffe, but Tampopo, but Tom Jones. These things, exciting and quivering, because they take you up to the ninth chakra. They take you, every part of your being is sort of like having an orgasm, seeing other people completely joined with each other in the full sense, of the realm of the senses. Have you seen that, Oshima's Thom? When there is war in Japan, this couple decide, and it's based on a true story, to make love as an antidote to war. So they do, in every position, every possible way, as an act of love. And eventually, of course, one dies because they're doing the choking thing, right? Don't do the choke. But all the other things increase their love of each other and love of life and antidote to the wild world. If you look at the poetry I just gave you, inside there's a smell. All the smells are different. Aroma is a very, very sensory way of having an orgasm. I myself like jasmine and of course flowers and of course rosemary for remembrance. Herbs, flowers, shrubs, legal or illegal, can give you a waft of excitement that goes beyond the mere physical into another realm. And that's where I like to live, in the other realm. Because so many people are fixated with an agenda that comes to them. They're told, okay, this is the way you do it. So you don't have sex education in school, so you have to find your own, and it's always a faulty curriculum. We always drop out, like that lover who was so selfish, you couldn't see that you were loving enough for three, but he wasn't loving enough for half a person. So every part of our being is capable of orgasm, and for instance, I think of it as a scale. Like, I get orgasms inside the HEB, but nothing inside Central Market. Okay? I go to a circus and get orgasms, but I don't get inside any violation of feng shui inside those squares and rectangular boxes that we are forced to live in or work in. I love colours with all my heart and soul, obviously, and particularly passionate colours like strong reds, magentas, magnolias, purples. In Glastonbury, in the Sacred Well, all the psychics, they wear purple, you know. They say indigo and purple are colours to the astral, and that's where you need to go. I'm not a follower of Priapus, and I can't understand American obsession with breasts. I think breasts are for children, babies, and they're wonderful, great, but let's get to the nitty-gritty, let's get right down to it. So that's where oral fixation comes in, the idea of mastication via food. I've had orgasms through seafood, through lobster, through any type. See, I'm drooling now. It's all true, and it's legal, and there are dealers everywhere. I'm too slow for fast food. I chew every concept. 33 and a third. I'm no part of the slaughter of chickens or that Monsanto, but I do love organic, and I love the idea of freshness and home gardens and free people. And by free will, to me, is the highest form of sex you can have, where someone just says, "You now come," and suddenly it's a tantric, and everything's an education. So every part of that being. The closest I can come to it is a poem by my friend Deborah Hall, who's a recluse, and goes something like this. To question is always right, to dream, to think, to inquire, to cast aside darkness for light, even if it involves treading the high wire. Too many people just don't want to know anything except complacency. They're smug, they're grey, their life lacks that glow of interest, their life seems a fallacy. It can be a tricky trapeze act sometimes, not knowing how far to walk one's curiosity into another person's mind, which is where the real orgasm happens. Whether to stalk responses unrelentingly or stand a leash employing tact. I couldn't be with someone who locked away their mind and numbed their senses. Keep flowing, querying, bubbling over, delighting in sun rays. Keep thinking, projecting, feeling, living fully, feeling always. Long ago the sea spoke to me how to be content with being a solitary, because the sea said the waves may go out, but they'll always come in again. And I think in every moment, in every part of our being, we are always having an orgasm.
All right, guys, we're going to take a 10-minute intermission because we have one bathroom and we have some water and food, and this is a lovely bookstore. I'd like you to browse around if you hadn't had a chance. And also,